boy, I miss Keith Moon. What a cutie. Ant whistle's interesting too. I just saw the best thing. The kids are all right now. This is following, but look at the lights. Real lights, gel lights, making real colors. Let me tell you something about when they say we. Like I talked to a 9-year-old kid. I said, "What are you learning in school?" They said, "Well, they teach us. They want to ask us, how are we connecting? How do we connect?" You're connecting to nothing but a quagmire of slime and phlegm, like a big floating sludge pod in the ocean that has to connect to each other. You're actually connected to nothing except each other, which is phlegm. Now, in nature, if you're not connected to nature, you ain't connected to nothing. So I was doing some weeding in the yard, and it was a big area that was overpopulated by daisies. Now, as beautiful as they are, they can choke out a forest. These daisies, I didn't know that. But how satisfying it was to pull things up by the roots. And then I started to think about how certain countries, like in Asia, they are rice paddy farmers, and their genetic memory is to pull rice out by the roots. And other kinds of people in different climates, they don't necessarily pull things out by the root. They pick the fruit, or things fall on the ground like nuts. Like, you see how very different each and every food item is. And bears, they'll dig for roots, for instance. Whereas deer, they don't dig for roots. They need things to be out there in the open, because they don't have claws to dig. So this is what I'm saying, is we are all so incredibly different, and no one was meant to work in a factory. The problem is that there is this incentive to just work, because somewhere in the back of your mind, in the past millions of years, you were rewarded, or you got a good pat on the back, accolades for being good at what you did. And when you work in a factory, you do not have that, except for a few chicken scratch dollars. And so they're trying to make the reward to be to conquer the West that wants to off you, which is all a total bullshit lie. So everyone is being bullshitted, whether little children in schools to connect to the phlegmatic body of a big bunch of floating shit, and being told that we're all connected on TV commercials. No, we're not. You're not connected, because they're not natural. They don't even like natural light. They're absolutely unnatural. So what you have is a tragedy, a major tragedy. And of course, Pete Townsend said when he was interviewed, he said something about somebody told them, "Oh yeah, you can't just, it's not just the show must go on. If you don't do this rock and roll thing, people will die. Everyone's gonna have nothing to live for." Yeah, well, that's because they pulled the rug out from under disco with Bill Murray. They all said disco sucks, and then they had that stupid song that said disco sucks. Well, actually, it didn't suck. We're all supposed to be dancing. We're all supposed to be singing. We're all supposed to be moving. We're all supposed to be seeing these lights. And you should see the light show at the end of The Kids Are All Right. But this is the 70s. This is why everybody was good looking, was because we had natural lights, man. Oh, Jesus. Do not connect. And in fact, we're going to have to pull things up by the roots. Every last one of us. Because we got the fingers. We have fingers. We're supposed to pull things up by the roots. Like bears. Like raccoons. Okay? Enough of this picking shit off the ground. Enough. Learn from nature.